Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be making an old-fashioned like strawberry shortcake from scratch. So I'm just going to hop straight into the video. So my kitchen's like kind of a mess right now, but I've pretty much got all the ingredients like ready to go because I wanted to have everything pre-measured so I could just show you guys like what I'm doing, and I will tell you the amounts of everything that I'm using. So I got this recipe for just a regular yellow cake from crazyforcrust.com, and I actually made this a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have any because my mom brought it somewhere for something, but everyone who did have it said it was really good. So I'm actually going to be able to try a piece of this one, so I'm hoping it's as good as the first one was. So let's get right into the video. So I have my oven preheated to 350 already. I didn't have any spray, so I just lined my 2 cake pans with some melted butter and then flour. So we have this, which is 2.5 cups of flour all-purpose, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and then half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to be using that in a little bit. So first we cream the sugar into the melted butter until smooth. So we need 1 cup of unsalted butter melted, so I have that right here. So we're going to pour that in to the mixer. And then I actually didn't measure out the sugar. I think that's like the only thing I haven't measured out. So it is 1.5 cups of sugar. So I'm gonna put this down for 2 seconds and measure out the sugar. So it is 1.5 cups. So, okay. So we have that measured out in here, and we're going to turn this on. And I have the wrong thing plugged in. I'm in the Ninja plugged in. Not using that right now. Just got really scared that my mixer was broken, so thankfully that's not the case. Okay, so you just want to like mix that together until it's all combined. So we'll give it a second. Now while that's going, I'm going to crack the eggs. So you need 4 large eggs, which I have. So I'm going to get a bowl. Everything's kind of all over the place because I kind of decided last minute that I would film this. So I'm like trying to get everything prepared. Cracking with one hand. I'm not the best at this, but I'm trying. Okay. I actually had to run to the store because I only had 2 eggs and I needed 4, so that was the thing. And then I'm gonna have to put down the camera for this because I need to measure the vanilla. So I have the vanilla and eggs in here because you add those at the same time. So this is combined now, so we're gonna start adding the eggs one at a time. Just like as one yolk goes in there, just like let it mix until it's like combined. And add in another one until it's combined. And another. And the last one. Now before the next step, I'm going to start scraping down the bowl, because that's like a vital thing in baking. Just scrape it down, make sure everything gets like mixed in there really well. So the next step is to add the dry ingredients, so that's the flour, salt, and baking powder, alternately with the buttermilk. Now I didn't have buttermilk, so what you can do is use milk and lemon juice and mix that together, kind of let it sit there for like 5 minutes, and then it's good to go. So you can kind of tell, like, it looks like kind of curdled a little bit. You can't really tell as well on the camera, but I could tell looking at it, definitely. And you'll be able to tell, like, if you do it in person. So you add the dry ingredients alternately with the buttermilk, starting and ending with the flour. So you just kind of get a little bit in there. I think last time I got it done, like, I did like the flour in 3 additions and then the buttermilk in 3 additions. And always like scraping the bowl down in between each just to make sure everything's like really getting incorporated and mixed in well. You just want to scrape down the bowl really well. Pour in some of the buttermilk. Oh yeah, that is like curdled like crazy. Like, I was just pouring in and it was like chunks. I don't know if you could see it. I'll try to show you better next time. That was crazy. So just until it gets in there, and then do like another addition of the dry. Now you do it like this so you don't add all of the dry ingredients at once and it's like, you know, too much and then it gets too dry. So that's why you do it alternately like this. Now let me see. Yeah, you could like tell that's like super chunky. Kind of gross, but it's not gonna have any effect on the taste. It'll taste delicious. And you could tell it's kind of like very liquidy, so that's why you want to scrape down the bowl, because there's like dry flour on the sides here. So you want to scrape that down and get like to the bottom of the bowl. Make sure you really like get in there good. Scrape it down. Now just do the rest of the dry ingredients. And make sure you're setting for your mixers on the lowest speed so that the flour doesn't splash back up at you, because that is a thing that happens and it is not fun. So we are going to scrape down the bowl again, get all the flour in there, and add in the rest of our buttermilk. Mix it, and now you mix this until just combined. So I'm probably going to scrape down the bowl one more time and then let it mix for like 5 to 10 seconds because you do not want to over mix batter. Learn that the hard way, like it's just all bad. I mean, your product will still taste good, but like it could like sink and just not be pretty, and you want it to be pretty. I mean, if it's just for you and you don't care, then like it's not a huge deal, but I'm making this one for my aunt's birthday, which like we're going out to dinner for tomorrow, so I definitely want it to, you know, look nice. I mean, she probably won't care either way, but, you know, it's for an occasion. So then you're going to pour it into your prepared baking pans. 2, you want to use 2. I think these, yeah, these are 9-inch pans. So pour some into here, then pour some into here. Then I'm going to grab my spatula to really get out the rest that is like, you know, stuck on the bottom. So you want to make sure you put like an even amount in each pan, obviously, so they cook evenly and for the same amount of time, and so they will both be done at the same time. So that looks about right. And the batter tastes great, just in case you wanted to know that. So now we are going to put our pans in the oven, which is preheated at 350. We're going to put it on the middle rack, both of them on the middle rack. And they are going to bake for 24 to 27 minutes. So I'm going to set them for 20 and then we'll check them. I'll probably check back in with you guys when I'm like finishing up the cake. I'm going to cut it, then actually, I'll catch up with you guys when I am making the whipped cream, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you guys in a little while. So I'm currently whipping the heavy cream for my icing, you could say, for the cake and filling, actually. So basically, I literally just take heavy cream. I bought a pint, honestly, because a quart was like way too much money, and last time I ended up using a quart and I still had like half of it left over that just ended up getting thrown away anyways, so I was like, a pint is probably gonna be fine. I don't have it on the highest setting, I have it at 4. Last time I made it, I did it on the highest setting, and I actually took this towel, which has since been washed, but I wrapped it around the mixer and cranked it up to 10 just so that it formed like a lot faster, because I had like a timeline last time in which I needed it to be done and I didn't have time for it to just mix for a really long time. So yeah, I did that. The cake is still in the oven. The 20-minute timer just went off, and it's definitely done on the top and kind of starting to get like that nice golden color, but the inside was still raw, so I gave it 4 more minutes, which will put it at 24, which it says it takes between 24 to 27 minutes. I don't remember last time how long it took, but it might be done after this. So all I add to the heavy cream for the whipped cream to give it some flavor is some sugar and some vanilla extract. So I'm going to come up here, which this is my little baking cabinet I have. I had it really nicely organized a few months ago, and because it was so unorganized and things were everywhere, because I have a lot of stuff. As you could see, like, these are deep. Like, there's just a lot. But since then it got unorganized again, so definitely gonna have to reorganize it again. So I'll probably show you guys a video of like what's in my baking cabinet, like once I reorganize it, because it'll look really nice. So I just add like maybe like 2 tablespoons of sugar. No, like 3, let's do. Just to really give it good flavor. And then let me try to hold. Alright, we're putting the camera down for a second to get the vanilla in there nicely. Okay, so I did 3 tablespoons of sugar, regular granulated sugar, and 2 teaspoons, sorry, of vanilla extract, just to give it like, you know, a little more sweetness, a little more flavor. So you could see already it's starting to come together. You can tell when it's formed. You don't want to over whip it because then it will turn into butter. So, you know, you really want to watch it carefully, especially if you're mixing it on a faster speed. You really just want to have your eye on it. Now my timer just went off for the cakes. So here's how they look. Let's stick a toothpick in one. Okay, that one is definitely done. And they are done. So I'm going to grab an oven mitt, pull them out, let them cool. So, just came out of the oven. This is how they look. So they look really nice. They rose nicely, but not, you know, too much. Definitely gonna have to trim them up. Now last time I ended up throwing these in the fridge actually right after they came out because like I said, I was on, you know, I had a timeline. I couldn't just sit around waiting for them to cool completely. So I threw them in the fridge for like an hour, popped them out of the pan, trimmed them up, put the whipped cream in there, put the strawberries in, and they were good. This time, I don't need them until tomorrow night, but I have something going on tomorrow during the day. So, since I'm free today, I figured I would make them today. So, I'm probably just going to let them sit out for a couple hours and cool. Once the whipped cream's done, I'll probably pop it in the fridge and finish them up later. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. Basically, once these are cool, I'm going to pop them out of the pans, trim them up, so basically cut off the top layer because it's kind of like round. So I'm going to cut it so it's flat. Put some whipped cream down, slice up a bunch of strawberries, lay them down flat, trim the other cake, put it on top of the cake with the strawberries in it, put on more whipped cream and put whipped cream around the sides, do some rosettes and then place some full strawberries in between the rosettes, and then write on the cake, you know, happy birthday, because it is for my aunt's birthday, so I'm going to do some writing. So I'll pretty much show you guys the cake when it's done, so stay tuned for that. So that was the cake. That's how it turned out. I think it came out really good. Definitely a lot better than the last time I made it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm really happy about that because it's for my Aunt Gail's birthday. So I'm sure she's really gonna love it. So that's all I have for this week's video. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.